Good day everyone. Yung i-discuss ko is yung one of the outcomes ng operational review which is documenting issues. So sa documenting issues, si internal auditor dinodocument yung mga significant information na nangyayari sa company or kay company dahil makatulong to para i-support yung conclusions and result. And this will help in reviewing relevant information. If yung mga conditions ba or yung objective is na-achieve effectively and economically. Then after nun, need natin i-notify si stockholders or si board of directors about sa risk is na manage effectively. And kung yung mga criteria ba na sinet and yung mga na-discover ni internal auditor is hindi pasok doon sa criteria, meron tayong effective framework para i-document to. So, ito siya. CCCER model for documenting audit findings. CCCER stands for criteria, condition, cause, effect, and recommendation. So, para mas maintindihan natin siya, discuss natin sila isa-isa. Yung una nga natin is criteria. The criteria are the performance standards or expectations set by relevant stakeholders. So, ayun nga, sa criteria is yung mga set of expected performance na ginagamit for evaluation or verification ng mga kung anong dapat gawing performance. And yung criteria must consist ng mga relevant accounting and financial standard that dictate the recording ng mga transaction para parang magsaserve siya as a guide kapag nag-perform ng financial review si auditor. And yung mga sinet na standard is pwedeng establish through external or internal expectations. Or sa madaling salita, yung criteria is yung ano-ano yung mga dapat nag-exist kay company. Next is condition. The condition refers to what the auditor discovered as a result of applying auditing procedures. It is the factual evidence that the internal auditor found during the review. Here in conditions, si internal auditor nag-perform ng mga audit procedures and nakita niya na yung nag-gather niyang evidences is iba yung naging outcomes sa sinet na criteria. And dito na magkakaroon ng findings dahil yung nag-exist na evidence is iba sa dapat mangyari. Bali kung yung sa criteria kanina is ano yung dapat nag-exist sa condition, ito yung mga actual evidences na nakita during review. Next is cause. The cause is the reason the condition exists. Sa sinasabi lang sa cause, yung mga dahilan kung bakit yung condition is nag-exist kasi nga dahil sa nag-gather na evidence, dapat si internal auditor need i-assess to and hanapin yung pinakadahilan or root cause ng differences ng dalawa. And hindi basta-basta makikita yung pinaka-cause ng problem. So, parang hindi ka din dapat mag-dive in na, ay, ito yung pinaka-main problem niya. Ganun. Or dito siya nagsimula. Maraming factors ang pwedeng mag-exist sa isang problem. And it costs too much time para malaman kung ano yung pinaka-cause niya. So, there are some of the tools I have found particularly suited to help auditors to get the root cause of the problems. Ito yung 5 whys. Yung una nga yung 5 whys. So, as why, kung bakit may difference until makuha mo yung root cause ng isang issue. Next is cause and effect diagram, also known as fishbone diagram. Kung naalala nyo pa, yung sa report din namin, yung sa tools na diniscuss ni Georgie, kung paano mag-create ng fishbone diagram is yung, di ba yung ano doon, yung head is yung main problem and yung mga tinik-tinik niya is yung mga sub-causes. ng problem na yun. So, through the help of creating this diagram, malalaman natin yung cause ng problem and paano siya nag-start. Next is yung drill down. Dito naman, i-breakdown yung condition into smaller parts so we can figure out kung ano yung causes niya. Next is effect. The effect constitute the consequence of the condition identified. It relates to the risk or exposure the organization, program, process, or others will face because the condition is not consistent with the criteria. Sa effect is yung magiging impact nung certain problem or issue na yun. So, after natin malaman yung cause, it is very helpful kung yung identify natin na cause is inquantifiable. So, malalaman natin kung yung problem ba is in high or low effect. And mas convincing siya pag ipiniresent na natin kay senior management and board of directors. Next is recommendation. The recommendation is the action or collection of actions that if successfully implemented will neutralize the cause, stop the effect, and restore the condition to the desirable state or yung criteria. For example, yung criteria. So, ito, yung mga recommended action na pwedeng gawin para patigilin or to stop yung effect ng problem and para pumasok sa objective. So, syempre, it depends pa rin kay internal auditor kung na-capture niya ba lahat ng details and kung sufficient ba yung nag-gather niya na evidence. So, makakapag-create siya ng corrective action dun sa certain problem na yun. Next is making findings and recommendation persuasive. So, lagi natin tatandaan na yung purpose ng review is para ma-determine yung mga certain issue or condition na nangyari sa isang company is still ma-achieve pa din yung objective. So, yung role ni auditor bukod sa ma-determine yung condition is i-assess and should formulate best recommendation for corrective action in that problem. Dapat yung report has enough evidence para ma-convince si management and board of directors na yung action are taken. Findings and recommendation, mas persuasive siya kung ma-achieve natin yung action na to, which is yung quantify as much as possible. Make sure findings are significant. Consider the cost-benefit involved and use appropriate language. So, yung una is quantify as much as possible. So, syempre, we present report in numbers or in monetary terms kasi syempre mas convincing siya. Kasi mag-wonder si reader kung meron nga ba talaga problem kung hindi rin nakikita yung kung saan ba galing to. Ganun. Tsaka mas maintindihan natin siya in terms of monetary kasi mas malalaman natin kung malaki or maliit ba yung problem na pwede maka-affect kay company. Next is make sure findings are significant. Since yung mga organization and are dealing in complex problem, dapat yung findings natin is enough or has a significant details. They should not receive audit findings about small details. Next is consider the cost-benefit involved. So, dito, si internal auditor, dapat i-consider yung qualitative and quantitative cost and benefit na hindi ganun relevant. Next is use appropriate language. Here, si internal auditor should know who their readers are and dapat yung gagamiting language is appropriate sa audience. Dapat limited yung mga technical languages na gagamitin sa report para mas madali maintindihan kasi 'di ba before gumagamit sila ng mga acronyms or in jargon, so mahirap siya i-comprehend. So this is the list that should be follow or use with the business and para maging familiar sa audit report si readers. So yung una is use a readable report format. So dapat yung audit report is simple lang, yung font appropriate, yung color, use bullet, graphs, and diagram para mas madali siya maintindihan. And now, nagsasubmit na lang tayo ng 1 to 3 pages report kasi before sobrang dami and time consuming masyado. Kaya we are now submitting 1 to 3 pages and yung advantage niya is i-reduce niya yung amount of time. Next is order of importance. The internal auditor should examine yung totality of findings na ipepresent in report. Dahil dapat yung more significant findings yung nakapresent first. So malalagay niya kung ano yung mas pinaka-importante kung alam niya yung kabuuan. Ayun. Next is compressing findings. So ayun nga, yung audit report is short lang. One way para ma-accomplish yung shorter audit report. Compress the findings. Pwede mong gamitin is yung affinity diagram. Yung affinity diagram na yun is makakatulong para i-organize yung mga idea and large amount of data, and it brings order and clarity to readers. Next is proper tone. Dito naman, sa proper tone, ay ano muna pala, too lengthy. Yung length ng audit report, yung findings niya minsan is mahaba. Dapat yung findings niya is paikliin lang without losing the necessary details niya. Next is proper tone. Siyempre, yung purpose ng audit report is i-convince yung readers to take action. Hindi yung parang sinisisi mo yung employees dahil di na-meet yung expected performance. So, dapat yung tone dapat tama lang. Next is using quantitative methods to improve the quality and impact of audit findings. The veracity of the auditor's work is based on quantitative information anchored in reliable data. This quantitative approach to documenting results will improve the impact of the audit findings. Audit findings contains qualitative elements, so it is way more effective and convincing yung audit findings kung in terms of numbers or monetary amount. Tulad ng sinabi ko kanina. So, si internal auditor should collect objective information to support subjective matter. Next is persuasion and diversion. So, it should be noted na yung audit clients is gusto din i-persuade yung auditors. So, si auditor should know about some of the techniques used to persuade, distract, and divert their attention. So, yung una nga is repetition. sometimes kapag inuulit-ulit yung argument, nagkakaroon ng legitimacy. Dapat si auditor hindi mag-base sa statement ng perpetrator. Dapat mag-base pa din sa evidence na nakuha. Next is will of the majority. Another approach para i-persuade, distract, or divert yung attention ni auditor is yung will ng majority. Kasi it gives an aura of legitimacy. Pero hindi ibig sabihin na pag kapag same yung opinion nyo, is totoo na yung pwedeng conclusion. Or, I mean, parang di porket iisa kayo ng opinion, tama na yung sinasabi. Ayun. Next is generalization. Ito yung mga nangyayari. Ito yung mga sinasabi na ginagawa naman to ng iba eh. Or ginagawa naman to ng lahat. So, ito yung isa sa reason para i-divert yung attention ni auditor. Hindi porket ginagawa ng lahat, ayun na yung yung pinaka-appropriate na gagawin. So, syempre may pagbabasihan ka pa rin dapat. Next is create information. So, ito naman yung nag-create sila ng information. Tinatanggal nila yung ibang information para magkaroon ng ibang opinion. So, dapat si internal auditor hindi mag-base sa biased perspective na to. It should be viewed based on reliable fact na nag-gather. Next is facts and figures na ginagamit ni auditor will help to persuade auditees or readers. All of these items constitute evidence that should be part of the finding and the related communication with the client. Internal auditors should remember that the evidence should meet the certain criteria. Yung una is verifiable. All result is based dapat sa reliable facts, figures, and documents na nag-gather and na-inspect mabuti and should be judged by a reasonable person. And yung conclusion based sa judgment is same sa conclusion ni auditor. Next is transparency. Sa transparency, it should be available for review by others if need yung documents. Next is sufficiency. Dito naman, dapat yung mga evidence is enough para i-convince yung readers. Next is reliability. Dito naman is yung facts, figures, and documents are reliable and significant. And next is relevancy. So, dapat yung mga facts and evidences during review is appropriate based sa scope ng review and objectives. Last is usefulness. So, syempre, yung mga nag-gather na facts and evidences dapat makatulong kay company for improvement ng operation para ma-achieve yung objectives. Next is developing useful, pragmatic, and effective recommendation for corrective action. The standard state that the internal auditor must communicate the result of engagement. Standard 2410 or 2410. Reporting audit observations are a key requirements for internal auditors, and the board and the management expect internal auditors to be their eyes and ears about what is happening in their organization. So after ma-identify and malatag yung mga problems or issues na nag-exist. Si audit clients, ina-expect si internal auditor na mag-provide ng timely, useful, relevant, and feasible recommendation. Then, yung na-create na recommendation is dapat makatulong para ma-meet yung expectation nung client. So, overall, yung operational review is to determine kung yung na-manage ba yung risk effectively and na-achieve ba yung objective ni company. So, yun lang po. Thank you.